First contact at the Meridian Station. The Meridian Research Station hung like a delicate crystal suspended in the vast darkness of space, its transparent geodesic domes reflecting pinpricks of distant starlight. Inside the central observation deck, Aria Rodriguez adjusted her neural interface, her fingers dancing across holographic displays that mapped complex genetic sequences. At 32, she was the youngest lead xenobiologist ever assigned to this critical deep space research outpost. Her dark hair was pulled back in a practical braid, and her olive skin bore the subtle pallor of someone who spent more time in controlled environments than under natural sunlight. Years of studying alien biochemistry had taught her that life was far more complex and adaptable than most humans could imagine. A soft chime interrupted her concentration. The station's communication system was signaling an incoming diplomatic vessel. The Krell Federation's official representative was arriving for their quarterly scientific exchange. Aria took a deep breath, straightening her navy blue research uniform with its subtle silver trim indicating her advanced scientific credentials. The docking sequence began with a precision that spoke of generations of interstellar travel technology. Mechanical arms extended, creating a secure connection between the station and the incoming ship. Aria watched through the transparent dome, her analytical mind already calculating potential communication strategies. Captain Zarek Vorn was not what she expected. Unlike the stereotypical depictions of alien commanders in popular media, Vorn moved with a fluid grace that suggested both military discipline and an underlying intellectual curiosity. His external physiology was reminiscent of humanoid forms, but with subtle differences, skin that shifted between metallic silver and deep blue depending on the light, and eyes that seemed to have multiple irises that contracted and expanded independently. Dr. Rodriguez, his voice emerged from the translation device with a melodic undertone, "I am Captain Zarek Vorn of the Krell Exploration Division." His communication was direct, but not cold. Aria detected a nuanced approach that suggested years of diplomatic training. "Welcome to Meridian Station, Captain," she responded, matching his professional tone. "We've prepared comprehensive reports on our recent xenobiological research that I believe will be of significant interest to the Krell Federation." Vorn's multiple layered eyes seemed to scan her entire being, not just physically, but almost as if he were reading some deeper, molecular signature. "Your work on adaptive genetic modification in extreme environments has created quite a discussion among our scientific council," he said. The subtle compliment was not lost on Aria. The Krell were known for their reserved communication style, and a direct acknowledgement of her research was tantamount to high praise. Little did they know that their meeting would be the catalyst for a discovery that would challenge everything humanity and the Krell thought they understood about life, evolution, and the intricate connections that bind intelligent species across the cosmic frontier. As they moved deeper into the station's research complex, the first hints of an extraordinary journey began to unfold, a journey that would test the limits of scientific understanding, diplomatic relations, and the very nature of cooperation between two profoundly different civilizations. The quantum anomaly. The research labs of Meridian Station hummed with an electric tension that went beyond typical scientific anticipation. Dr. Aria Rodriguez stood before a series of quantum resonance chambers, her brow furrowed as she analyzed data streams that seemed to defy conventional understanding. Captain Zarek Vorn observed silently, his multi-layered eyes reflecting the flickering holographic displays. The quantum anomaly they had discovered during a routine spectral analysis of deep space radiation was unlike anything either human or Krell scientists had encountered before. "The particle behavior is impossible," Aria muttered, more to herself than to Vorn. Her fingers traced intricate patterns on the holographic interface, revealing layers of quantum interactions that seemed to break fundamental laws of physics. Dr. Rashid Karim, the station's lead quantum physicist, approached with a datapad clutched tightly in his hand. His normally calm demeanor was replaced by a mixture of excitement and apprehension. "The quantum signatures are creating recursive feedback loops that shouldn't exist in any known dimensional framework," he explained, his voice trembling slightly with scientific excitement. Zarek's communication implant translated his thoughts with a subtle harmonic resonance. Your human scientific models are approaching, but not quite grasping, the full complexity of what we're observing, he noted. There was no condescension in his tone, merely an objective assessment. Arya felt a spark of competitive spirit. Humans had always been quick to adapt, to learn, to push boundaries. We're close to understanding, she challenged. This anomaly represents something revolutionary. The quantum chambers began to pulse with an otherworldly light. Instruments across the station started to register impossible readings, quantum entanglements that seemed to connect distant points in spacetime, particles that existed in multiple states simultaneously. Dr. Elena Petrova, the station's chief of xenotechnology, rushed into the lab. Her normally immaculate appearance was disheveled, her Russian accent more pronounced with excitement. The quantum fluctuations are increasing exponentially, she announced. We're detecting energy signatures that don't match any known natural phenomenon. Zarek moved closer to the quantum chambers, his body's metallic blue skin shimmering with what seemed like a sympathetic resonance to the energy patterns. This is more than a scientific discovery, he said softly. This is a communication. Arya's scientific mind raced. Communication? The word hung in the air, challenging everything they understood about quantum mechanics and interstellar communication. The station's primary computer system began to glitch. Holographic displays flickered, showing fragmented images that seemed to be both familiar and utterly alien. Glimpses of landscapes that couldn't exist, molecular structures that defied known physical laws, and patterns of energy that seemed to pulse with an intelligent rhythm. We need to isolate the source, Dr. Karim urged, his fingers flying across multiple interfaces. These quantum signatures are unlike anything in our databases. Captain Vorn raised a hand, a gesture that somehow commanded immediate attention. Do not attempt to isolate, he warned. Interference could trigger a cascade effect we cannot predict. But it was too late. A massive energy surge erupted from the quantum chambers. The lab's protective fields flickered, and for a brief moment, reality itself seemed to bend. Arya felt a sensation that was beyond physical, a momentary connection to something vast, something that existed beyond the limitations of human perception. When the energy subsided, 3 of the quantum chambers had completely transformed. Their smooth surfaces were now etched with intricate geometric patterns that seemed to move and shift when not directly observed. This is impossible, Dr. Petrova whispered, her scientific skepticism momentarily shattered. Zarek's multilayered eyes focused on Arya. Your species has a saying, he noted, that any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. We are witnessing something that challenges the boundary between technology and something else. The station's emergency protocols began to activate. Containment shields rose around the transformed quantum chambers. But something had changed, not just in the physical environment, but in the very atmosphere of scientific possibility. Arya Rodriguez realized they were standing at the precipice of a discovery that could rewrite everything humanity understood about the universe. The quantum anomaly was more than a scientific curiosity, it was a message, a bridge to something profound and potentially world-changing. We need to decode this, she said, her voice a mixture of determination and barely contained excitement. Whatever this is, it's trying to tell us something. Captain Vorn nodded, his alien features reflecting a similar sense of profound anticipation. Indeed, Dr. Rodriguez. And I suspect the message is far more complex than any of us currently understand. As alarms continued to echo through the Meridian station, the transformed quantum chambers pulsed with a light that seemed to hold the secrets of the universe, waiting to be understood, waiting to be revealed. The quantum anomaly was just the beginning. Diplomatic crossroads. The central communications hub of Meridian Station was a symphony of tension. Holographic displays flickered with classified transmissions from Earth's Interstellar Diplomatic Corps and the Krell Federation's High Council. Dr. Arya Rodriguez stood at the epicenter, her hands clasped behind her back, watching as the delicate balance of interspecies diplomacy teetered on the edge of a potentially catastrophic misunderstanding. Captain Zarek Vorn approached, his metallic blue skin reflecting the soft blue light of the communication arrays. "The High Council is demanding immediate containment protocols," he stated, his voice a controlled blend of concern and diplomatic precision. Dr. Rashid Karim interjected, his fingers dancing across a holographic interface. "Containment is impossible. The quantum anomaly we discovered isn't something that can simply be locked away. It's evolving." The station's communication officer, Lieutenant Marco Reyes, managed the incoming transmissions with practiced efficiency. His dark eyes scanned multiple channels simultaneously, filtering the most critical communications. "Earth's diplomatic response team is requesting a full briefing. They're concerned about potential security risks." Arya knew the stakes were higher than a simple scientific discovery. The quantum chambers they had encountered represented something far beyond a typical research breakthrough. They were a potential gateway to understanding communication methods that transcended known physical limitations. "We cannot treat this as a threat," Arya argued, her voice cutting through the mounting tension. "This is an opportunity for unprecedented scientific and cultural exchange." Captain Vorn's multi-layered eyes seemed to shift, reflecting an internal deliberation. "Your passion is noted, Dr. Rodriguez. But the Krell Federation has strict protocols regarding unknown quantum phenomena. The potential for catastrophic destabilization is significant." Dr. Elena Petrova approached with a new set of data projections. Her usually composed demeanor was replaced by a barely contained excitement. "The quantum signatures are creating recursive communication patterns. It's not random, there's an intelligence behind these transmissions." The quantum chambers continued to pulse with an ethereal light, their geometric patterns shifting in ways that defied conventional understanding. Each movement seemed calculated, deliberate, a language waiting to be deciphered. Lieutenant Reyes interrupted the discussion. "Incoming high-priority transmission from Earth's Xenological Research Division," he announced. The holographic display flickered, revealing the stern face of Dr. Gabriel Winters, head of Earth's Interstellar Research Coordination. "This discovery cannot be allowed to escalate," Dr. Winters' voice was crisp and authoritative. "We need complete containment and minimal external communication until we fully understand the implications." Arya felt a surge of defiance. "With all due respect, Dr. Winters, containment would be the greatest scientific mistake in human history. This is a potential breakthrough in interspecies communication." Captain Vorn raised a hand, a gesture that had become a signal for careful consideration. "Diplomacy requires measured response," he said, his translation implant rendering his thoughts with a melodic undertone. "Hasty actions could trigger unintended consequences." The station's quantum research team worked frantically, analyzing the mysterious communication patterns. Each decoded fragment revealed glimpses of something profound, references to cosmic networks, communication methods that existed beyond traditional electromagnetic spectrums. Dr. Karim's voice broke through the tension. "These aren't just random energy patterns. They're a form of distributed intelligence. The quantum chambers are acting as a communication interface." Suddenly, the station's environmental systems began to fluctuate. Holographic displays shifted, showing fragmented images of distant star systems, molecular structures that seemed to breathe and transform, and complex geometric patterns that suggested an intelligence far beyond human comprehension. "It's responding to our observations," Dr. Petrova whispered, her scientific skepticism momentarily overwhelmed by pure wonder. The diplomatic standoff reached a critical point. Earth's representatives demanded immediate shutdown of the research, while the Krell Federation oscillated between scientific curiosity and potential defensive protocols. Arya Rodriguez realized they were at a pivotal moment in human-alien interaction. This wasn't just a scientific discovery, it was a potential bridge between civilizations, a chance to communicate in a language that transcended traditional barriers. We need a unified approach, she argued, looking between Captain Vorn and the holographic transmission from Earth. Isolation and fear will only prevent us from understanding something remarkable. Captain Vorn's response was measured. Your human capacity for adaptation may be our greatest asset in this moment, he said, a rare hint of respect in his tone. As the diplomatic discussions continued, the quantum chambers pulsed with increasing intensity. Something was trying to communicate, a cosmic message that challenged everything humanity and the Krell thought they understood about intelligence, communication, and the fundamental nature of existence. The Meridian station hung in space, a fragile point of connection between known and unknown, waiting to unlock a message that could change everything. The Galactic cipher. The Meridian station had transformed. What was once a pristine research facility now resembled a living organism of scientific exploration. The quantum chambers pulsed with an energy that seemed to breathe, their geometric patterns shifting like living language. Dr. Aria Rodriguez stood before a massive holographic projection, her fingers tracing intricate data streams that defied conventional understanding. Behind her, Captain Zarek Vorn watched with an intensity that suggested he was seeing far more than the visual data presented. The communication patterns are becoming more complex, Dr. Rashid Karim announced, his voice a mixture of excitement and growing concern. We're detecting quantum entanglement signatures that suggest a multidimensional communication network. Lieutenant Marco Reyes had been monitoring external communications. We're receiving encrypted signals from multiple deep space research stations, he reported. They're experiencing similar quantum anomalies. Dr. Elena Petrova approached with a new set of data projections. Her hands trembled slightly, betraying the magnitude of their discovery. These aren't just random energy patterns, she said. They're a distributed intelligence network that spans multiple star systems. The quantum chambers began to emit a soft, rhythmic pulse that seemed to synchronize with the station's environmental systems. Holographic displays flickered, showing glimpses of landscapes that couldn't exist, molecular structures that seemed to breathe, cosmic networks that defied traditional understanding of space and time. Captain Vorn's multi-layered eyes shifted, reflecting an internal calculation. Your human scientific models are approaching, but not fully comprehending, the complexity of what we're observing, he noted. Arya felt a spark of competitive scientific spirit. We're closer to understanding than you think, she challenged. A sudden energy surge swept through the station. Instruments went haywire, displaying impossible readings, quantum entanglements that connected distant points in spacetime, particles existing in multiple states simultaneously. We're detecting a concentrated energy buildup, Dr. Karim warned, his fingers flying across multiple interfaces. The quantum chambers are attempting to establish a comprehensive communication protocol. The station's primary computer system began to transform. Holographic displays showed fragmented images, alien landscapes, complex molecular structures, and energy patterns that pulsed with an intelligent rhythm. It's a cipher, Arya realized, her scientific mind racing. A complete communication system that exists beyond our current understanding of physics. Captain Vorn moved closer to the quantum chambers, his body's metallic blue skin shimmering with a sympathetic resonance to the energy patterns. This is more than a scientific discovery, he said softly. This is a network of cosmic intelligence. Suddenly, the station's environmental controls began to shift. Gravity fluctuated, and for brief moments, the laws of physics seemed to bend. The quantum chambers projected holographic images that showed complex interstellar networks, connections between civilizations that existed beyond human comprehension. Dr. Petrova's voice was barely a whisper. We're witnessing something that challenges everything we know about communication, intelligence, and the fundamental nature of existence. Lieutenant Reyes detected an incoming transmission. We're receiving a quantum encrypted signal, he announced. It's unlike anything in our communication databases. The message began to resolve, revealing a complex network of information. It wasn't just data, it was a living communication system that seemed to adapt and respond to their observations. Aria Rodriguez understood they were standing at the precipice of the most significant scientific discovery in human history. The quantum anomaly was more than a curiosity, it was a bridge to a cosmic intelligence that had been waiting to be understood. "We need to decode this," she said, her voice a mixture of determination and barely contained excitement. "Whatever this is, it's trying to tell us something profound." Captain Vorn nodded, his alien features reflecting a sense of profound anticipation. "The universe is more complex than any single civilization can comprehend," he said. "This is a moment of true cosmic communication." The station's quantum chambers continued to pulse, each rhythmic beat revealing layers of an intricate message. Glimpses of distant civilizations, complex communication networks, and fundamental truths about the nature of intelligence flickered through the holographic displays. As alarms continued to echo through the Meridian station, the quantum chambers held the promise of a discovery that could rewrite everything humanity understood about the universe. The galactic cipher was revealing itself, one quantum pulse at a time. Convergence. The Meridian station vibrated with an energy that transcended physical understanding. What had begun as a scientific exploration had transformed into a moment of cosmic revelation that would redefine humanity's understanding of existence. Dr. Aria Rodriguez stood at the epicenter of the quantum chambers, her body seemingly in sync with the rhythmic pulses of energy that now filled the station. Captain Zarek Vorn remained close, his alien physiology displaying a remarkable resonance with the unfolding phenomenon. "The communication network is stabilizing," Dr. Rashid Karim announced, his voice a mixture of scientific wonder and profound reverence. "We're witnessing a complete information transfer that defies our current understanding of quantum mechanics." The holographic displays began to resolve into a comprehensive image, a living, breathing network of cosmic intelligence that stretched across multiple dimensions. Glimpses of civilizations, molecular structures, and fundamental universal patterns danced across the screens. Dr. Elena Petrova approached with her final analysis. "This is more than communication," she said, her voice trembling. "It's a collective consciousness that exists beyond traditional spatial and temporal boundaries." Lieutenant Marco Reyes had been monitoring external communications. "Multiple research stations are reporting similar quantum phenomena," he reported. "It's like the universe is speaking to us simultaneously." The quantum chambers pulsed with increasing intensity. The geometric patterns that had previously seemed random now revealed a complex, intricate language, a communication system that adapted and responded to their observations in real time. Captain Vorn's multi-layered eyes shifted, reflecting an internal calculation. "Your human capacity for adaptation may be the key to understanding this network," he observed to Aria. Aria felt a surge of scientific excitement mixed with a profound sense of humility. "We're just beginning to understand," she responded, her fingers tracing the intricate quantum patterns. A massive energy surge erupted from the chambers. For a moment, reality itself seemed to bend. Each member of the research team experienced a simultaneous consciousness expansion, glimpses of cosmic connections, universal truths that existed beyond individual perception. "The network is establishing a comprehensive information transfer," Dr. Karim explained, his scientific mind working overtime to process the unprecedented event. The holographic displays showed a breathtaking visualization, a living network of intelligence that connected distant civilizations, molecular structures, and cosmic phenomena. It was a communication system that existed beyond language, beyond technology, a pure exchange of fundamental understanding. Captain Vorn approached Aria, his alien features displaying a rare moment of genuine emotion. "This is why we explore," he said softly. "To understand that intelligence is not limited by form, but by the capacity to connect." Lieutenant Reyes detected a final transmission. "The quantum network is stabilizing," he announced. "We're receiving a complete data package." The final transmission revealed the true nature of the quantum communication. It was an invitation, a bridge between civilizations, a method of sharing fundamental universal knowledge that transcended individual species' limitations. Dr. Petrova's voice was filled with wonder. "We're not just receiving information," she said. "We're being invited to participate in a cosmic dialogue." The quantum chambers began to transform. Their geometric patterns resolved into a complex, living interface that seemed to breathe with universal intelligence. It was a communication method that existed beyond traditional technological boundaries. Aria Rodriguez understood they were witnessing a moment that would redefine human understanding of intelligence, communication, and existence itself. The quantum anomaly was more than a scientific discovery, it was a gateway to a universal consciousness. "We are not alone," she said, her voice a mixture of scientific precision and profound emotional revelation. "And we are more connected than we ever imagined." Captain Vorn nodded, his alien features reflecting a sense of cosmic understanding. "Exploration is the truest form of communication," he responded. As the quantum chambers completed their transformation, the Meridian Station became more than a research facility. It was now a beacon of cosmic communication, a bridge between civilizations that existed across unimaginable distances. The universe had spoken. And humanity was finally ready to listen. The final pulse of energy resolved into a message of hope, of connection, of endless possibility.